massive changes going on in the Welsh private rented sector, and I'm joined now by Tessa Shepperson of Landlord Law, because Tessa, you're actually putting on an event that's going to help landlords understand the changes and deal with them, aren't you?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, the changes that are coming are so enormous. They are going to affect every landlord and every letting agent in Wales. I mean, for example, the Housing Wales Act 2014 is going to bring in mandatory licensing and also accreditation. So what this means, if you're a landlord, if you're not accredited, you will not be able to manage your own property. You're going to have it managed by an accredited letting agent. So that is quite a significant change.
That certainly
so we don't know
is.
what the rules are for that. The Welsh Government has been doing a survey, which is now finished, and they're considering that. And it may be about the time of the conference that the details of how it's going to work, what people are going to have to do will come out. We don't know. But what we do have is that we got Anne Rowland of the Welsh Government who's going to be speaking at the Welsh Conference. So if anybody knows what's happening, she does.
Mm-hmm.
And again, at the moment, we don't know which local authority is going to be the local authority that's going to be managing the licensing scheme. But Anne has said to us that she will arrange for whichever local authority it is to have an exhibitor stand at the conference.
Fantastic.
So if people come along to the conference, they should be able to find out really from the horse's mouth exactly what's happening.
I think this is the power of these type of events where landlords and lettings agents can actually engage with policymakers. Really amazing opportunity. 15th of May in Cardiff. But Anne's not the only great speaker you've got lined up.
No, she's not. I mean, we are so lucky. I mean, first of all, we got Professor Martin Partington. Martin headed up the Law Commission project, which was published in 2006, which was the inspiration for the new changes that the Welsh Government are bringing in. For example, there is another act on its way. They've released the bill, but it's not going to be made law for some time, which is going to be the Renting Homes Wales bill. And that's going to bring in further significant changes. There's going to be mandatory tenancy agreements and all sorts of other stuff. So Martin Partington knows about that. We've also got David Cowan, who is an academic at Bristol University who has been advising the Welsh Government, particularly on that bill. So he's going to be a really good person to talk. He's doing a talk for us. And we've got David Cox and Douglas Haig. David Cox, as everybody knows, is the managing director of ALA. Douglas Haig is the vice chairman of the Residential Landlords Association. And both of them have been attending meetings and have been on working parties with the Welsh Government regarding the development of these bills. So they are very well placed to give talks for landlords and letting agents at our conference about how this legislation in detail is going to affect you if you are a Welsh landlord or letting agent.
Well, I've got to compliment you on the quality of those speakers, and let's not forget the lovely David Smith as well from Anthony Gold Law, who is a partner of Property Tribes as well. He's going to be on hand as well, isn't he?
Yes, David, although he's based in London, he is very interested in the devolved regions and the new developments that are taking place there, and he's been involved from the start. In fact, he, with Giles Pico, I think it was, ran a conference in Wales last year, which was attended by the government. And that was quite significant because that influenced the way the government proceeded with the legislation. So he's a really good person. He's one of the first speakers. Martin Partington's going to introduce it. And then we've got David Smith, who's going to go through the legislation and explain it to us. And then we've got the other speakers following. So it's going to be really, really useful for everybody in Wales to find out exactly what's happening and how it's going to affect you.
15th of May in Cardiff, Tessa. I think it's going to be a great day. Property Tribes is hoping to be there, and we're going to be putting the details for Tessa's conference below this video so that you know where you can get tickets from. I think, Tessa, one final point is that very often what happens in Scotland and Wales, the England government looks to it, and they can be influenced by what these other regions are doing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yes. I mean, it may well be that these things could come in England. I mean, they should have been brought in years ago. I mean, the Law Commission's project, which was published in 2006, should really have been brought into law, but it was ignored by government. It's only now that it's being picked up by the Welsh Assembly. But it may be that with this example before them, particularly if it's successful, that the English government will take it up and bring it into law, which will be long-term good for everybody, because what the Law Commission's project did is that it was simplifying the law, making it more logical, because at the moment it's quite difficult to get your head around things. Whereas once the reforms have come into place and they are understood by everybody, it will actually simplify things and make it easier for people to understand how it all works.
Fantastic. Well, I think you're creating a great day for the Welsh private rented sector.
Yeah.
Really good dissemination of important information. 15th of May in Cardiff. Join Tessa and her great lineup of speakers. And thanks very much, Tessa, for joining us on Skype.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.